All right, guys, welcome back to Football United TV. This is Gunners from All Corners, the show where we say Arsenal in multiple different accents, even though tonight we're going to stick with Arsenal because we have a special all Brazilian show. So let me get this started with a very samba filled intro by the amazing Takemu, and then we'll get started. And we're back. Okay, so let me introduce my guests. If you watch Gunners from All Corners, it's very likely that you know Caio, my amigo. As always, I tend to not do shows if I'm not with him, so he's here once again. How are you, my friend?
Thanks for having me, Charlie. It's a pleasure, as always. Let's talk about this good week for Arsenal fans.
Absolutely.
It's not usual,
No.
so let's enjoy.
Yes. Yes. And making her debut at Football United TV, Giovanna, amiga, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was actually just listening to you guys' last podcast on the Premier League. I enjoyed that very much. And
Oh, thanks.
off the bat, Caio, my man,
It's an
I gotta say, it seems that Giovanna's more popular than you because we have a lot of comments and you don't bring that. So it's yeah, here you go. I'm here for Giovanna, like they make it clear.
I'm not a
Uh,
pretty face, you know. It's not one of my strengths. So
I'm sure there's more into that, mate. Big up from Takemu. Let's rock this joint or join. I'm sure he meant joint. Neymar Jr. or I'm assuming all these guys are your buddies, right? Like, okay,
I don't know
okay,
them.
okay.
you can
So,
you
so
can ask
fans,
Giovanna.
there you go, fans.
I know
Uh,
one of them. Oh, I know. I know two of them. No.
Giovanna. All right. Welcome to the channel, guys. Hope you stick around. Thank you so much for the support. Yes, Gooners, the Silva one. My man, my good friend, thank you for the support as always. All right, so let's get this started. We have a couple of themes to talk about tonight. I do want to talk about some Brazilianness. I'm gonna save that to the end. So let's get to the, like more Arsenal common topics first. Beginning with a very solid win to start off the season after a very impressive preseason as well, with a couple of really good performances. So, starting with you, Giovanna, for your first participation here, like what do you think of that game? What did you make of it? What did you like the most? Give us your thoughts.
um, it was a really good game because we have um, last past years we had this problem with Crystal Palace. It wasn't easy against them, and at their home, first game of the season, it's really important to us to win. Principally, even more to boost the players' confidence. I think even though sometimes Palace looked a little bit better on the game than us, we were able to control the game, and that is what matters. I'm really happy.
Absolutely, I second that. Kayabo, what about you?
Yeah, we spoke about that previously last week. It was very important, all the momentum we carried into this match from the preseason, because, as imagined, it was a tough match, and Vieira's team is so competent, we all watched the game. We saw how they tried to pin us back after the 1-0, and they were very successfully doing that. So it was a tough midfield game. Palace always tries to press high and build from the back, so we have to be complete if we want to have a chance to compete against them. And I'm so glad that we started the game as we did, because those 15 minutes are easier to impose our passing style, impose our gameplay. So we managed to do the 1-0, and then it was a mental game also for us to sustain the pressure against them. And then we were able to defend well. I think we will speak about Saliba and about Gabriel, and so we will dive further into that. But I'm so glad. I'm really glad with the team, because I was not expecting uh, as tough of a match as it was, and I certainly did not expect Arsenal to cope with that. I was expecting policy to be a little bit less good, I think. Not because they are not good, but because they had a turbulent preseason and we did not. We were much more stable in our preseason. So it was nice. I think everyone is glad with that. And we are all ready to watch All or Nothing again this week. And now with a good feeling about the team, and we have a good game against Leicester on the Saturday. So let's see.
Yeah. All right. Amazing. Thank you for that once again. Did anything worry you guys about the game whatsoever? I'm not asking because I have anything, if I'm being honest. Like, I was trying to come up with some like negatives to the game. You could make an argument that Ramsdale's like foot was not working too well this game, but I'm assuming it was like, some nerves. He's still a young goalkeeper as well. First game of the season. He's usually really good with his feet, right? Like, it's probably one of his best attributes there. So, other than the fact that we know that the squad's not too, I mean, we have a big squad, but we don't have a big squad in quality yet. So, like, outside from that, like, it was tough to find negatives about that game. But if you guys want to try to come up with one.
Do you want to
I
go?
yeah, I think we had some problems in the midfield in the second half because we weren't able to pair with Palace, physically saying, because they are a really strong team, and usually Arsenal have some problems against this type of teams. So the defense had to work a lot, and this we have White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko having to to work. It was hard at certain point, but we deal with well, and that's why we got the clean sheet, by the way. But I think that was the moment that we had more problems.
I agree with that.
I think something that worries me a little bit is that we need to be cocky, because we need to get the ball and want to have the ball. So in the second half, especially, um, we came back from the half of the match, and it was difficult to keep the ball. Policy was pressing high, and we have the quality to do that. We have spoken about that a lot. It's not like we did not had our best team in the night. We had it. Partey played, Shaka played, Odegaard played, and these three pieces are the ones who need to show some composure at these times. And this is something that worries me a little bit, because it was not Saka who was hiding from the game. It was not Martinelli who was hiding from the game. And I wouldn't even go as far as to say that they were hiding, but they were not showing. Two things can be true in this case. They need to show more and to be more calm. I think that Ramsdale, it was not a problem, because we know that when we ask our goalkeeper to build from the back, sometimes he needs to invite the pressure. He needs to wait a little bit more before giving the ball away. And okay, there was especially one occasion where that went a little bit too far, and we were kind of lucky to not get punished there. But um, I would say that it's not a big problem because he's a smart guy. Also, we have seen him doing that in the past, and he always keeps trying even though he just made a mistake, and I think that's positive. Of course it's not positive to make the same mistake again, but he kept trying to build from the back, and he waited for the right moments, and there were some good moments where he managed to find Martinelli in great space. So I don't worry a lot about that. Something that Giovanna and me spoke about on the podcast in Portuguese was about Zinchenko. So when he got tired, he started to make some mistakes and launch a little bit too much for my taste. And that's exactly when Arteta made the substitution and Tierney came in. So it's okay. Now we have this depth in our squad for the left back position, and I think we are covered there. So we'll see.
Yeah, right. Can't argue against anything there.
No, but
Uh,
I want to know your opinion now.
about the game.
You no, yeah, about the game, and you tell me if you think we should worry about anything. I know you just said that you can't think about anything, but okay, you can try.
No, I think the midfield is a concern. I do. I know I'm sitting here with two Xhaka lovers. I know that for a fact, but I do feel like we
Shaka
should
Turney, that's Giovanna.
we should be we should be looking to improve on him. If I'm being fully honest, even though I do think he's been good for a couple of months now, like he finished the season strong, he's been good. I don't think he's a bad player whatsoever, but I do think we should improve. And the options we have on the bench, we'll see about Fabio Vieira, right? Like he's a very exciting player, but we don't know how that's going to translate to the Premier League. So I do feel like we still need one more player, but it looks like that's going to happen anyway. So not really. Like watching that game, it's looking like we're going in the right direction. There's an argument to say that if we lose Saka, like we could be in big trouble as well, because that probably means we're gonna have to like put Gabriel Jesus on the right, and play with Nketiah, because I don't see anyone else playing on the right, unless Fabio Vieira is that versatile of a player that he can play in that many positions in the Premier League. That's a different animal than playing in the
But
Portuguese league.
what about Nico Pepe?
I'm I'm done.
I will just leave this here. It's up to you now.
I like I was so excited when he came. Like I thought he was gonna do well. I really did. I think he's got more to offer than like I don't know. Maybe there's an argument to say that Arteta could have done better with him, but most players do so much better under Arteta than like we've seen previously that it's tough. Like he just didn't adapt. Like maybe he doesn't do enough when it comes to like his all of Arteta's non-negotiables and all of that. So I don't know. I just feel like it's like we've seen enough. Like it's not gonna work out. Like we need to be looking to move him on. Like he's gonna be even less expensive if we wait to sell him. So yeah, I feel like we should send him out. Like I honestly I would like playing. I would prefer playing Reiss Nelson a couple of games over Pepe at this point. Like long term, I feel like it's smarter. And
What
go ahead.
what do you think, Giovanna?
Oh, we're never getting the 72 mil back, right?
Yeah.
But if you sell him now, maybe 25 million euros is not bad.
You're being way too generous, really. You are your hope is
20,
contaminating
no?
me. No, 25. What do you think, Charlie? 25?
25. I don't think we're gonna get that. I
I don't
don't.
think.
15.
Me neither.
If
15, 15.
15 could be
Okay.
realistic, if we do really well, which again, selling we usually don't, but if we
Yeah.
do really well, maybe we can go to like 20 with add-ons. Like
Yes.
like
Yes.
reaching 20 if he plays well, but let's
The
see.
problem is like he does not play, so we can like his price is not going up.
Exactly. No, it's like it shouldn't. It shouldn't go
But
up. Like everyone
but
knows that we made a mistake there.
yeah, but it's better to sell him for like 15, 20 million than just losing him for free.
And
Another
his
player for
wages,
free.
right? Because he's the I think right now he's the second best paid player at Arsenal.
It would be third, right? Like after Jesus and Partey.
Oh, okay. Jesus. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, 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 okay.
yeah. But
Yeah, but
still,
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 yeah.
yeah, exactly. No,
130,000
it's
per week, I
silly.
think.
It's silly for us to write is to sit here right now and think about the cost, like what cost to bring these players that didn't work out. Like we were never gonna make the money back on Torreira. We're never gonna sell Guendouzi for what he's actually worth because of the circumstances. We're never gonna get even like half of what we got Pepe for, or a third. Actually, getting a third would be a dream scenario right now. That's not gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys who the man of the match. Like everyone, it's pretty unanimous in general, but I want to hear a couple of alternatives as well because we're going to be talking more in depth about him. But while you guys think about this, let me just read some comments because again, they're popping. A lot of comments here, a lot of love shown. Okay, so let's do this. Um, Thank you for the subscribe, Guilherme. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate it, and so does Maddie here. Giovanna, I love you. A lot of love for Giovanna in the comments. Thanks for viewing tonight, all. Please smash the subscribe and like. We're almost at 800 subs. We are indeed. I think two to go, maybe one now. I think Tomiyasu Bellerin was missing. I like so much the band, but okay, so you like Ben White, but you feel like we're missing a right back there. Like Ben White did a good job. I just don't want to go a full season with him there because he's better at CB. Xhaka coming out saying he wants fans to watch, attend training to show some sympathy for the efforts the players put in when training. Thoughts? Okay. Well, do you guys want to answer that in a second? Just let me finish. There's a lot of comments here. Prima linda, você mora no coração. Parabéns, show. So that's Giovanna's cousin showing some love in Portuguese. Good evening, panel and guys in the comments. Arsenal are looking strong. Do you think the All or Nothing series will get the fans on side? That's another question. So let me ask. You guys are going to have a lot of questions to answer here. Feel like Nelson can still show us something on the right if we need him. Okay. So, well, before getting to man of the match, do you guys have any thoughts on this Xhaka thing? Like, like unfortunately, I say unfortunately because we definitely we'd be very happy being able to attend a couple of Arsenal games and all of that, but like we're international fans, so we're a different breed. Like we can't. So it's tough for us to talk about this kind of stuff. But if you guys have thoughts on this, please let me know. Giovanna, do you?
Not
Ah,
really.
yeah, not really exactly.
It's good to see Xhaka making an effort to make a strong connection with the fan base, right? Like because he is the most troubled player when it comes to the connection with the fans, all of that. Like there's a lot of history there, not
Charlie,
necessarily good one.
you know us, and I think you have listened to the podcast where we spoke about Shaka scoring a winner goal in the Europa League final. So we have hope in our hearts. You can't count on us to talk about Shaka too much.
No, 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 no. I'm just saying, like his relationship with the fan base in general, like it's a tough one, right? Like it's got a lot of history.
No, I mean,
He's yeah,
no, everyone makes mistakes. He had that
yeah,
thing of throwing the armband on the ground in
the main one.
2019, and I get it. All right, it's understandable, but he deserves a second chance. He has been working a lot. Arteta likes him, and he has been really good not only on the pitch, but I think, and also he got better mentally. He's way more calm, way more composed, and I I I I didn't even give him I didn't even give him the second chance because the first one is still there. It's not in the second one.
And look, we recognizing Shaka as important player, important character in the dressing room. That goes aside from him not being the perfect player. We know he's not perfect, and we could very much use additions in the midfield and more versatile players and more technical players. So it's okay to have him there and liking him, but um, I don't know. I don't know. It's a sensitive topic.
Right, fair enough. Well, here's another one that I feel like it's gonna be tough to answer properly. But do you guys feel like the All or Nothing series will get the fans on side? I'm being honest. Like I haven't been able to watch that still. Like I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that series. I have a hard
um,
time beginning to watch it, but I know you. I know Kaio has. Have you been watching it? G?
yeah,
Yeah.
I watch it, and I think the shows show the fans the players and the coach are not only the players and the coach; they're human beings, and they have the moments they are down and mentally saying, or they have familiar problems. I don't know. They're humans, and whenever they make mistakes, they're gonna feel the mistakes, and I think the show brings um, this 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 looks for the fans. I really like the show. I feel like it was a good way to connect the fans with the squad.
Yeah. Kaioba?
Yeah, not only that, but I think that also sometimes last season, people spoke. I came here and I said, "Look, of course Arteta cares. Of course he tries to push the players to be better. Of course he tries to improve the mental aspect of our players." And it's difficult for the fan base that are not on board with the current staff and technical staff and coach and players. These fans, they have reasons to not like Arsenal right now, and we understand the reasons. As Steven said on the last show, Arsenal made us suffer a lot in the previous years, so it's okay. But the show, the show, the All or Nothing show the fan base that all those things we said in the past are really true. It's difficult to watch the series and think that those things are fabricated. Oh, it's true. It happened. So when you watch the it's I'll say I'll give a spoiler, little bit, just a tiny spoiler. When you see Arteta behave the way he behaved on the final whistle against Everton last season, so you can, I will not say what he said, but you can see that he's not only about caring about the players and being a good teacher. No, he's also about um, pushing them and asking them for more, and making them reflect about their game and about being better players and grow as a team. So I think that's very insightful. And okay, also there's a lot of fabricated drama because it's an Amazon series, but I really think it's very insightful, very very insightful.
Awesome. Okay. I'll get to watching it then. Next week I'll be in the conversation. My bad. All right, so just I I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep up with the comments, guys. But do you guys feel like we can count on Reiss Nelson for this season? Like, can he do a job in case we don't bring an extra attacker? Even though I do feel like we're looking for one. But what are your thoughts?
I would say I would just keep him in the squad if we don't sign any other winger. But only, I don't know, maybe to play the Europa League group stage, maybe some cups. I don't think he's not good enough to the Prem or later stages of the European competition. I don't know. I lost my hope on Els. I'm sorry. I didn't want to, but I did. And he went. No, honestly, because he went to two loans, and I don't know. He had the time, to mature, and I don't know. I just think he didn't, and I
Yeah,
wish it worked out, but I don't feel like it did.
yeah, it's more than fair. Kyle, do you disagree?
Uh, a little bit, I think. Giovanna and me, we have spoken about that previously. I knew her opinion on that. Uh, I think that the fact that the fact that Giovanna lost hope on Nelson is very indicative of what we can expect of him right now. So if we are to count on him during the season, I think these next three games will be crucial because we will see if he'll get in the pitch, he'll get to play, where he will play. So right now I can't say much. Of course, he had a brilliant past. He was a very good young player coming through our ranks. But right now he's still needing to prove a little bit more. He can do it with the grown-ups, because we know he's technically secure. He has some nice moves. He can pass. He can shoot. But physically, mentally, can he play with the Arsenal squad? We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, it's more than fair. I think I side with Giovanna here. Like I don't see a lot of hope for Reiss Nelson. It's another one of those players that it's a bit of a shame because if we tried to sell him like a couple seasons ago, he could have been worth like 15, maybe a little more than that. Now, like I'm assuming no one's gonna pay 10. Like they don't have a reason to.
The feeling I have with Nelson is close to what I feel about Maitland Niles, because it's like we had like it's a academy boy, which didn't work out in our squad, and got some loans. And when we had a chance to sell them for a good price, we didn't because we believed in. Um, but it didn't work out, and now we're stuck with them. And I don't know. It's the same situation for me. Besides the fact that I'm not a big fan of Niles as a person. Nelson seems fine to me, but Niles has been not very not very nice.
All right, so we're gonna move on from Nelson. Let's talk about the men of the match thing. Just Nitesh agrees that Reiss Nelson is done. Kayaba, who was your man of the match, and who are a couple of contenders if you have the obvious one in your head?
So I will leave Saliba to you two. So I'll say Martinelli because the boy was on fire,
He
really.
was.
This is something that came to fruition in the middle of last season, I think. And I'm so glad we have another Brazilian player at Arsenal, and more than that, a very competitive one. More than competitive, I would say a player that fits the Premier League bill of what we need to expect from our wingers. He's so intense. He can play in the inside, on the outside. He goes on the outside. He can shoot. He's showing he can combine with the players in the last third, even more so now that we have Jesus to play with him. And of course, we expect their chemistry to be off the charts because they are Brazilian. But I really think that they combine well, and Jesus is also a very versatile player who can drift outside and switch positions with Martinelli. And something that I never saw on him on those first 2 seasons, I think, he was with us, was his capacity to hold the ball. You know, he's showing to be so strong. So when the defenders come at him, he gives his back and he can keep the ball. He traps the ball so well in the sideline. He traps the ball and he can then recycle the play and make Arsenal be dangerous on the other side. Something that we tend to have more on the contrary. So Saka traps the ball, Odegaard traps the ball, and then we finish the move with the left side. But Martinelli now, and of course with Zinchenko, we will see this a lot. We trapping the ball on the left side and then switching the play and ending the play on the right. So I'm so glad he's evolving as we expected because and also here we have to praise the coach because it's always so difficult to judge when the player is ready to make the next step, to take the next step and make the move into the first team. And if we remember well, last season we had Smith Rowe also, so it was so tricky to know
Yeah.
when to play Smith Rowe, when to play Martinelli. But in the end, I also think that the player must be eating the grass in the during training sessions because and it was clear that he needed to be the starting left winger for us. First game of the Premier League, opening game of the season, again on a Friday, away from home against Palace, our nemesis. So it was very nice to watch the boy being a grown up.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's been looking swole, by the way. Like he's not looking like a
Yeah,
little kid anymore. Yeah,
he's hitting some weights. I'm sure. I'm
he's
positive
definitely
about that.
yes, yes. I love Martinelli, and I think he's gonna have a really exciting season. What about you, G? Who's your name?
Um, Saliba. I won't, I won't lie. I don't know. He's just so composed. So he was so calm, carrying the ball, calm under pressure, and defended so well. Whenever White needed help with Zaha, he was there to help, and he did it so well. So I don't know, just almost perfect, if not perfect, match by him. I'm really happy and proud of him because he came so young. He's still young,
Yeah.
but came even younger, and now he's finally getting his chance. And I want him to succeed so much, and I'm really happy that this was his first game and how he went.
Yeah. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like he did not put a foot wrong. Like he was flawless. Like depending on how you like rating players in games, like you could say he was a 10 out of 10. Like he didn't do anything wrong. Like he looked really solid. Some people did try to like Nitesh here brought up Ben White, who I thought had a really good game as well. Gabriel Jesus had a really good game, but as a striker, didn't get a goal. So like he was definitely not as perfect as Saliba was. I think cousin here, Anthony, also said that he thinks Saliba was man of the match. Did anyone else say anything? I think Nitesh disagrees about the Martinelli thing. But anyways, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit more in depth about Saliba since we're already on that topic.
Wait. What
What?
about your man of the match? Give me
That's
another one.
Saliba.
Come on.
Saliba.
No, no, no,
I
no, no. I want to hear another name. We need to talk. Arsenal won. Two nil at Selhurst.
I
We're
said a
only
couple of
talking about Martinelli and Saliba.
I said a couple of names. I said a couple of names, but if I have to stay outside of everyone that's been mentioned already, so I think I'm going to talk about one of the former citizens. Either since he got an assist, I'm going to say Zinchenko. I like he wasn't amazing on the second half, but first half like really exciting, really
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah, yeah.
I think he's got something really different to Tierney to offer us. So when Tierney's fit, it's going to be exciting to see. Like it's going to be interesting to see who plays. Zinchenko, I'm assuming he can probably play alongside Partey a couple of games as well if we need him to, depending on who comes. If it's a more offensive player, maybe he's gonna that's gonna be an interesting option. So I'm
Okay,
excited to see more
I
Zinchenko.
understand. So no Granite, right? No
No,
Granite.
no, come,
Okay.
I
I'm
wouldn't go that far.
disappointed a little bit, but okay.
I wouldn't go that far. He had a good game, solid game. So William Saliba. What like I don't know. I don't even know how to conduct this. Like, it's how far do you feel like this kid can go? Like, how excited are you to see him? I was following him like semi closely in his Marseille days. I watched a couple of games. Like, he just looks so beyond his years. Like right now, it's kind of like it's a little obvious to say that we made the right decision in loaning him out, but it's also like he was really good last season. Like he could have helped us out. Like he would definitely be an improvement on holding, but we're thinking very long term, and now I think it's paying off. Like I'm just amazed. I want to hear what you guys think about this kid, about the performance.
I don't want to say that I'm excited, but he's just the best in the back in the world, right? Like the best. uh, no,
Okay,
but
let's not get over
no, no,
ourselves.
no, 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 not for real. But I don't know. He just we were talked about how Ben White and Gabriel completed each other because they had some problems. But I feel like Saliba is like the combo version, like both of them in one. And he has the same. Um, he's composed like Ben White. He's calm like him, but he's still really aggressive and really strong defending like Gabriel. So I feel like he's just he's like a combo, really. And yeah, I believe he could help us, could have helped us last season. But I understand sending him on loan again because I'm not sure of this, but I remember he was the Marcel players that played more minutes last season. So it was
Yeah, it
very
was.
important to
It was.
him.
It was. It was.
Yeah, it was very important to him to get this play time because we don't know how he was going to act in the Premier League. And what if he got a couple of bad games and we didn't have European competition, so he would stay in the bench, and that wouldn't be good for his development. So I just feel like it was a good decision. And but right now he can show us he, what he has to improve Arsenal defensive system.
Yeah, absolutely. Kayaba.
Yeah, you know my opinion, right? I think that in the future we will see some of Saliba and White as a center back pairing. But either way, it's very important for us to have a complete squad on all positions. So come on, we can't be the team that have only one pairing of good center backs. Gabriel will be important. Saliba will be important. Ben White is already showing to be very important because he's playing right back, right? And as good as we could expect, maybe not the exact same qualities as Tomiyasu, but Takehiro, but uh, very competent right back. And it gives us versatility also because we can go back five if we need. And using a back five, we can see Saliba on the left, we can see Saliba on the right, we can see Holding in the middle, and then we have two good aggressive center backs in White and Saliba, because as Giovanna said, and I have also spoken about this previously here, I do sometimes tend to think that Gabriel is a tiny bit rash, too rash for my taste. I think he's on his best when he can defend his box and aerial duels, and also close marking. But when he needs to step out, when he needs to be front footed, it's when he tends to judge badly, and I don't like his proactive defending very much. And when he's paired with Ben White, who's a very good front-footed defender, it's not a big problem. Even though on last season we saw some days where he compromised. We can think about Man City at home when he was sent off. We can think about Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park when he went to um, get a cookie and then left the back four exposed on their second goal. There are a lot of instances where I tend to be a little bit when I judge Gabriel bad, but he's very good overall, so we don't need to worry about that. It's only that Saliba is so complete, as Giovanna said. He's so capable with the ball at his feet, and again, we have spoken about being a ball playing center back. It's not only about your passing capacities, okay? It's about your calmness on the ball. It's about inviting pressure, knowing how to position your body, how to open your body, both sides. And Saliba has played as a left side center back, so he can be that he can feel that position and play on both sides. And he's so calm on the ball, and his aerial duels, it was something he needed to improve last season. So right now it's easy for us to watch his game and oh, okay, Saliba is a god. I agree, he's a god. So strong, so tall, so fast, so good, so technical. But he had things where he had to be where he had to improve and to work on. So again, and it's not only that he played for a Sampaoli side, so a coach who's so tough on the play on his players, who asks so much when it comes to building play from the back, when it comes to rest defending. When we have the ball, how do we position ourselves to defend well the counter attack? So it was perfect that he went to Marseille and played as many minutes as he was able to. Um, but something that we all feel is that he will be our future, and it's obvious, right? Because again, there was a time in the near past, I would say 2010 up to 2018, when all teams in the world started to need ball playing center backs. We need ball playing center backs. And then some teams accepted players who could play, could use the ball, could treat the ball well, but were not physical specimens. But Saliba is not that brew of center backs. He's so physical, so fast, and he's also like silk on the ball. So we have the best of both worlds in our center back, and I'm very excited right now because I'm thinking about this, and I am thinking that we'll play Leicester. We don't have to worry about Vardy because, as I mentioned, I spoke with Giovanna about that. Saliba just stopped Mbappe in the French league. So who's Vardy? Who's Vardy?
Saliba, he's the LeBron James of center backs. Like he's of young center backs. He's
I
the
don't think
early
Giovanna
Holland.
likes that comparison because she's a very Celtics fan, right? I think.
Yeah.
Well, but
Bleed green.
she's
Uh,
aware that LeBron James is a decent
yeah.
basketball player. So
Yeah, LeBron is just another level, even though
yeah.
I would like to admit that, but there's no way.
Honestly, like I'm excited. Like I don't remember the last time I saw this good of a center back like options, right? Like because we have three very good center backs. Not a fan of Holding, but I think he's good as a fourth center back as well. So I'm okay with what we have, and I feel like as an adult, I definitely never saw that. I wasn't that big of a fan of the Question Lee and Mertesacker partnership. I know that a lot of people like them, but this is the best I've seen in a long time. And it's exciting to like. I feel like Saliba in a semester can probably prove that he's already our best center back, being the youngest. But Caio, I take it like from what you said, like I take it that your ideal partnership would probably be Saliba and White. But what do you guys expect to see this season? Do you guys expect to see Gabriel and White? Like was because Saliba's also played as a right back in the past. So does the fact that Ben White's the one being shifted to the right tell you something about that? That he's like that Arteta's got more confidence in Saliba at center back, or is it the other way around that he trusts Ben White as a right back more? Do you guys feel like it's going to be a big rotation, or we're going to see like a different partnership every game because we can afford to? Like, what are your thoughts, G?
And I think it depends on. For example, we have Tierney that used to be still injured a lot. Tommy is not back. Ben White is doing Tommy's job because Tommy is not fit. But when he's fit, things might be different. And I think Tommy, in his highest level, is better as a right back than Ben. My partnership as center backs would be Saliba and White too, because I feel like White he needs a more physical center back by his side because he's not that strong. He doesn't have this thing that Gabriel and Saliba has. But with Saliba, I don't want to say that we don't need Gabriel, but he's not the first choice, at least in my opinion. So I feel like when everyone is fit, I would go with a back four of Tierney, Saliba, White, and Tomiyasu. I still prefer Tierney over Zinchenko, but this is another conversation. But I feel like Gabriel should go to the bench in the situation where everyone is fit.
G Mag. I love him so much. Okay, but fair enough though. Fair enough. Do you agree with that, Caio?
Um, I think that it will be rare the situation where we need to really choose because we have a lot of competitions, and right now we have two players who are very resistant, right? In Ben White and Saliba, both are freaks. They can play almost all games. If I'm not mistaken, Ben White was the player with most games last season, and the season with Leeds, he played I don't know
Was it not
40.
Saka?
I don't know, but I know he's
Yeah.
very much of an engine, and these are players who will most likely be available on at all games. So we play in Europa League, and we have just played a very difficult Premier League match. Ben White at right back, leave Tommy on the bench. Then you have to play either Holding and Saliba, Holding or Gabriel, right? So we have some rotation there. At left back, sometimes if the same situation applies, if Tierney is injured and we just played Zinchenko midweek, we have to shift Tommy to the left side and play Saliba, Gabriel, Saliba Holding, and Ben White. Of course, sometimes maybe we can do something different and play back three, Saka on the left. I don't know. We have a lot of options now, but it will be tough to find those games where we have all our players, all of them are rested, and we don't have important games in the pipeline, so we can play just that game, mind on that game. I can think of one game like that right now. It will be the Europa League final because we will have already wrapped the Premier League season,
Yeah.
and Xhaka will play, of course, but it's the midfield. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Right. So, well, I don't think we're gonna have time to talk about the Brazilian stuff, but this show was probably the most popular GFAQ I've ever done, like number wise comments. So this Brazilian thing, like, yo, I'm willing, I'm down to do this whenever you guys are.
That's
Whenever you guys
Gabriel,
are ready.
Gabriel, and Gabriel.
Exactly.
I'll be
Exactly.
Jesus.
Oh no, I wanted to be Jesus.
I don't have the
I,
voice
Okay,
anymore, so I can't.
okay. I'll
I'm
be
G Mag.
Martinelli.
Okay.
He's
G Mag.
G-Mag. He's G-Mag.
I'm G Mag. I'll always be G Mag. I'm gonna quickly read through the comments, guys. In the comments, thank you so much for the love. I won't have the actual time to like answer everything properly. I'm gonna try to go with a yes or no. Please ask Camila Mendes her thought on not reaching UCL, make the season be deemed a failure. Do you think it was a failure last season?
Um, First, let me just say one thing. I don't know how many people compare me to Camila Mendes. It's actually scary. There's like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 people, different people that I don't know why. But anyway, I feel like the expectations that we created last season on Champions League was mid-season, was in the beginning of the season. Actually, everyone was saying that we were going to finish 8 again. And so I understand the hype, like, oh, we're going to Champions League. Wait, were we going to stay on 8 again? What happened? So I understand the hype. The problem is the we didn't have the squad depth to fight for the for that spot. And honestly, we did what we could. And back at that time, with the injuries we had, Saka playing so many games, he was so tired at the end of the season. So I understand the hype. I understand the feeling of failure, but we have to understand that these expectations were created in the mid of the season because the team went so much better than we expected. So we just need to put our feet down and understand the process. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but now we're in a really good place where we can fight for this spot because we have way more squad depth. We're signing way more players. We're the players that um, and going to help us this season. They're leaving the club, so it's just patience. I know we have been patient for a long time now, but just a little bit more. We're almost there.
All right, perfect. Right, so very quickly here, I disagree with Giovanna about the Nelson stuff. We have all the reasons possible not to. Yeah, I was reading this comment, so he agrees with it with her. Just like he thinks even less of Nelson than she does. Nitesh thinks Saka did better than Martinelli. Fabiana Martins, thank you for the view. Welcome to the channel. Any other guys? If you're already my friends and you always watch the channel, like I'm not gonna be able to read the comments anymore because we have some new ones here. Love to the Arsenal fan. Keep up the good work. Who else? What about the duo with? Yeah, so that's what they were saying. I don't like agreeing with it, but I don't really have the tools to disagree. So Saliba, the Arsenal Hulk. So many comments, guys. Thank you. Like I'm almost emotional here. Thank you so much. That's awesome. We're not even gonna have the time to go in depth about the Leicester game because like we don't have the time. I want to wrap up within the hour. Otherwise, Maddie murders me. He flies to Brazil and kills me. So yeah, that's the danger there. So very quickly, I'm going to ask for predictions and just a quickly explanation as to why you feel like that's going to happen. And if you don't think we're gonna start the same 11 that we did the past game, just say what changes you feel are gonna be made. Starting with Yuji.
I think this game has everything to be easier than the Palace game because even though Leicester technically is a better team than Crystal Palace, of course, um, the way they play benefits us way more than the way Crystal Palace plays. They play a little bit more wide open, and this we're gonna have more spaces to to explore, and we have players in the capacity of doing this. So I don't know. I just feel like we have way more problems playing more physical teams than technical teams. So I'm really excited. I feel like it should be we should win this game. Our run in this start is honestly pretty good. I feel like it's one of the easiest possible. Think about the Premier League, how every game is difficult. Um, I'm really excited. I even said that I think that maybe we could get this 2-0 win again. I don't think um, it will be a bad idea of what can happen in this game.
Kayoba?
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say 2-0 is a fair result, and I just think that Leicester are so expensive. They try to play with the ball also, but they are not very good pressing side. So I think Arsenal will actually have the ball a lot, and we know that when we have the ball, we are at our best. So I am expecting that. Of course, I made a joke with Vardy, and right now I'm feeling a little bit bad about the joke because what if it comes back to bite me in the ass? But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I had to deal
Uh,
with worse. Let's say that.
Vardy absolutely adores scoring against us, but Leicester's momentum, Leicester's whole like right now, like I have no idea what's happening in there. I don't know if they've brought anyone at this point, but I remember that they were the only team in like top football's first division that didn't do any business, and they lost Michael already. They're expected to lose one or two more players. I feel like Leicester is gonna have a really like underwhelming season. I can see them like go down a couple of staircases there, like a couple of levels as to like they've been really competitive. You could argue that like there's argument to say that Leicester should be the sixth team in the big six because Spurs never won anything. So Leicester did not too long
Okay,
ago.
okay. You walked on fire there, my friend. I,
I
I
I
was fully expecting you were going to treat Arsenal bad right now. But okay.
no no no
I
no no
expect that too. I was like, and then he said Tottenham. I was like, I did.
Is
I
this
did.
is this foxes from all corners?
no. Leicester's been good. Like they've been the seventh strength, if anything, for a good couple of solid seasons. So I'm expecting them not to do too well this season, and I think we're gonna win comfortably. But I do feel like Vardy's gonna score. So 3-1. I'm gonna go with a 3-1. Since we have Gabriel Jesus, we don't have to be afraid of anyone. We'll win against Leicester. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see an Arsenal fan that's not expecting a win in this game. Like it's like the momentum, everything just came from like they opened 2-0. They let Brentford draw against them at home. I know Brentford's a good side, but still. Yeah, I think we're ready to wrap up. I want to wrap like exactly at the hour. So just very quickly, we're gonna do a Brazilian show again. Like we are. By the way, the five Brazil like that's Brazil spelled in Portuguese, and the five it's not a coincidence to my English friends. Just reminding you of a fact. But very quickly,
It's
Caioba.
coming to its real home, Brazil.
Exactly, Caioba. Who in the Brazilian league right now? If you have a Gabriel that you would bring to Arsenal, that's an interesting one because we're missing Gabriels. We only have three. But who would you
Yeah.
bring from Brazil to
Yeah,
Arsenal right now?
there's a very good striker, so physical. He plays at a small club in Brazil
The
called, I don't know
smallest.
if guys know that, Flamengo, I think. It's
Yeah,
I don't know. I
it
don't know.
sounds like Flamingo. It's got the colors of Darth
Yeah,
Maul. No
yeah,
one
yeah,
should
yeah,
care
yeah,
about
yeah,
them, but
yeah,
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 it's
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the mascot is a vulture. So what the fuck?
it's
let me
confusing.
just
Yes,
let me just make a question, please. Flamengo is the one that eliminated Corinthians, Libertadores. I don't remember. Can you
I don't
answer
know what
me?
you're talking about, friend. I don't know.
I'm gonna say it was luck. It was luck. Small club, Flamengo. They only have like a little over 30 million fans. Like it's a ridiculously small club. But Pedro, the striker, by the way, yet another Fluminense Academy player. If a player goes to Europe, they're good. Like they're good. They go to Europe from Fluminense and they don't do too well, they go back to Flamengo. That's how it works. So after, like, I'm gonna go before Giovanna now because since he said Pedro, I'm gonna say Andre. In my opinion, the best DM in the
Of
league right
course you
now.
would. Of course.
Of
Of
course,
course
I'm
you
gonna
would.
say. And if I'm being honest, if we bring Andre instead of Tielemans, I'm okay with it. I don't care. He's
Oh,
amazing.
me
He's
either.
got it. He's got a huge ceiling, like one of the best passers in the league, if not the best, if I'm being honest. Like he's got second most complete passes, second or third best passing accuracy. Like if he loses the ball, he gets it back. He can shoot decently from far with his right and left foot. But I'm saying this with a fear that if it doesn't work out, he's probably going to Flamengo next, which is not something I'll appreciate.
It's okay. I'll call Edu here. Okay. You
Please,
you
please,
can
I
you can
need
talk to
that
him.
hookup. I need that hookup. There's so many kids that I want to point in at Edu's direction. But anyway, Giovanna, what about you?
Um, I think Pedro is a good name, even though I don't want him to leave Flamengo, so let's ignore that. Uh, and maybe Danilo because from Palmeiras because Arsenal need another midfielder, and he already shown that he's really composed, calm. Anyway, and I feel like it would be a good addition. But at the moment, I don't actually believe in any name that could go to the Arsenal and make like a big impact. But I feel like Danilo will be a good young prospect, and that would be interesting.
Yeah, well, Danilo is actually a player that's been linked with us constantly, right? But I remember when this link happened. I went over the hour mark, by the way, but Maddie let me. I can show you the message. He's not going to murder me tonight. So I remember when the Danilo link started showing up. I was excited because I'm a huge fan of Danilo's, but as always, like I brought up Andre in the comments, right? Like I said, yeah, he's almost as good as Andre. And I remember bitter comments, like always. Like I was just making a joke. Like Danilo was better than Andre at that point, and everyone was saying, yeah, like Andre plays for Fluminense, but he's not half the player Danilo is. I was like,
I don't rate Danilo that high, really. I've seen
I
him
think
live.
I
I
think
watched
Andre's
I
better.
watched
I think
São
Andre's better
Paulo
than
and
Danilo.
Palmeiras at Morumbi,
Yeah,
and oh, it's a good player, but it's a double pivot player. So, okay, so we have a lot of them. We have
yeah,
Elneny, we have Xhaka. We need a single pivot.
yeah.
It's true six.
Yeah, no, I honestly feel like Andre is probably the best choice. And I agree with Giovanna. Like, there's not an obvious player in Brazil that fits into Arsenal right now because we're actually doing well. Like, we're actually, like, our starting 11 now is good. Like, there's a team.
Thinking
But I feel
about it, there's
what?
that Argentinian one, you know, playmaker, plays at.
He's, he's Uruguayan.
Yeah, he's Uruguay. Oh fuck.
No, this one, unfortunately, he's terrible. We need to leave him in Flamengo forever and never. No, too
Come
bad.
on. But, like, I'm a big fan of de Arrascaeta, sure. Great player. Probably the best in Brazil for the past few years.
Yeah,
But
but he wouldn't play in the Premier League.
no,
Thank
no,
God. Let's
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
leave him in Flamengo. What's the... No,
Maybe in
no,
Spain, maybe in Spain
no,
he could play,
no,
but
no. Too bad for Europe. No. Flamengo.
Kyle, I remember I'm gonna like you might have the feeling that I'm throwing you under the bus.
yeah,
I remember you saying you liked Arana better than Tierney. Do
yeah,
you
I do, I
still
do, I do.
because I know that he's not having an amazing
Sure,
season
one
this
hundred
year.
percent.
Okay.
Arena. Oh my God, you get me.
I don't understand. You're
I get it.
joking or not? I'm so confused.
No, no. I love Arena. I love He's so complete. Really. Oh my God, I would kill to see Arena at Arsenal. Really, 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 really.
All right. So if you guys want to look these players
I,
up,
I feel like I'm
Pedro.
going to fight with Giovanna about that soon. This will come back at me, but safe space here, right?
Whenever we see Arana playing, I don't know, at Avaí a few years ago, no, next few
A few
years,
years from now.
from we're gonna have this conversation again. Okay?
That's. I mean, I'm in the huge gray area between these two extremists when it comes to Arana.
No, but
Like, I don't think he's good enough to play for Arsenal, and I definitely don't think he's gonna end up at Avaí in a couple of years down the road.
And I mean, either it was just a joke.
that never means that Tierney is a bad player. But Arana
No,
is just
no, I know
very
you.
good.
You definitely
You
rate
know that
Arana. Yeah, I
you
can tell.
No, you know the thing that I'm always defending Shaka. I'm also always defending Tierney. So just
I love Tierney.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah, yeah.
Tierney.
I
I love him. Love him to
I
bits.
already got in too much trouble with Tierney fans in the Twitter Arsenal Twitter, so I'll just stay here quiet.
Yo, if you guys want to look up the players we've mentioned, we have Pedro from Flamengo, really, really good striker. I think he's the best goal scoring striker Brazil has, if I'm being honest. Because the best goal scoring striker in Brazil is not Brazilian, he's Argentinian. Herman Cano. Yo,
Oh my god!
the
Oh my god!
player
This is going down very
the
fast.
player with the most goals in 2022 plays in Fluminense. He's a 33-year-old Argentinian named Cano, right? So that's I wrote it here. So Pedro from Flamengo, you can look him up. Really good player. André, I'm trying to be educational here. André from Fluminense, that's another player. Who did you say, Giovanna? Danilo?
yeah, Danilo.
All right, so Danilo from Palmeiras. And we just brought up the player that's
Arena,
better than Kieran Tierney. Yes, exactly. Guilherme Arana from Atlético Mineiro, right?
cousin saying Bahia. I don't know why.
Cousin is a Bahia fan.
Oh yeah,
It's
really
the most. Yes, yes,
beautiful, beautiful jerseys.
absolutely, and beautiful city as well.
Oh
If you ever come to
yeah, yeah,
Brazil,
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
definitely
Very
one of.
hot.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't know how an Englishman's gonna deal with that, but it's a beautiful place, beautiful beaches, wonderful food, wonderful food. I mean, if you
Very
don't do
spicy.
too well, yes, yes, yes. If you don't deal too well with spicy, yeah, it could be a tricky one. Absolutely. So just he loves Lucas Paquetá. That's probably my dream signing for midfield. That's a Flamengo academy, just to change a little bit, because we're usually talking about the Fluminense youngsters. Lucas Paquetá, like that batch. I know he's not the same age, but he started playing alongside Vini Jr. Right? That like those two in Europe right now. It's freaking ridiculous. And to think that Bruno Guimarães was kicked out of the Flamengo academy because he could have been another one there.
I don't want to be sad again. I just recovered from year earlier today, and you're bringing Guimarães.
Yeah, no, that's the one that hurt me the most. I Bruno Guimarães would have been absolutely perfect for us, the best. But Lucas Paquetá right now, like I don't, it doesn't look like he's coming anymore, right? Like it was a really solid link for a while, but
Come on, Charlie. He was never coming. He was never coming.
I know it's
it was,
hard, but I
yeah.
know.
I just hope he doesn't go to Tottenham. Like they already got
No,
the
no,
pigeon that broke
he
my
won't.
heart. If
He
they get
won't. He won't.
Paquetá, like that's gonna piss me off. It's gonna really piss me off. All right. Well, we've gone way over the hour mark. This was one of my favorite shows to do. I hope we do it again very, very soon. We don't have to make it Brazilian exclusive, but clearly it worked out having Caio and Giovanna here with me. We had amazing numbers.
Charlie,
What, Caio?
I will tell you something.
What?
Right now, I feel very able to discuss anything Steven has to attack me. Next time with Giovanna here, I have my back.
Yo, Steven, if you're watching it in this, if you're not, when you watch this, yo, okay, so next week let's sort this. We'll bring Jovan and Caio back. We'll put Steven in the mix. We'll see if Cousins down as well because he's another, like depressing Willie.
No, no, no,
Uh,
no. He's always composed.
he is Cousins the
Anthony always
best.
composed.
Cousins
Always,
the
always.
best. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
But he's gonna have a couple of arguments with you guys about Ben White for sure because he does not rate him whatsoever. Right. Let's Giovanna, my friend, thank you so much for your debut here. Where can people find you? I really hope we make this your home. You're invited whenever you want to come. And we also have, by the way, we do have South American content. So whenever you guys want to talk about Corinthians or Flamengo, you're also more than welcome. But where can people find you, my friend?
On Twitter, my Oh, it's here. My user. um, and I also have a channel on YouTube. I talk about football in general, not only Arsenal. It's called Futebol Notável. I don't know if um, everyone's going to understand, but it's where you can find me. And thank you for inviting me again.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a delight. And that's noteworthy football translated, by the way. But yeah, YouTube does have subtitles, so you can check it out. You can check it out. Kayaba, my man, as always, thank you.
Thanks for having me. And people can find me at AFC_FOCO. That's Portuguese content, but as always, Twitter has a translate tool, so people can check out my opinions, my controversial opinions on Ben White and things like that.
All right, thank you guys so much. Just reading out some other comments. Jesus Christ, so many. Don't know why I keep seeing Tottenham. We don't. I feel like we don't. I said they're not. They shouldn't. It's a big five, like big six. It's like Santa Claus. It's made up. It's fiction. I don't get it. I love Santa Claus though. I kind of felt bad saying that. Hi, sorry I'm late. João Vieira de Medeiros Filho. It's full of Brazilians here tonight. It's freaking wonderful. And right, so as for me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as well. But first, you see my Twitter here at Marley Chillin. And you can check out my acting stuff on Instagram as well at Charlie Millen. Yes, Kayoba's given me a couple of likes. Yeah, it's it's been fun. All right. That's all we have time for tonight, guys. We're gonna be back with Gunners from All Corners next week, most likely on Mondays, but it's a weekly show. Stay tuned to all the content we have on the channel. Thank you again for both my amigos from Brazil for being here. We're gonna bring in some people from other countries as well next week, but this was freaking delightful. Right, guys, thank you so much. Ciao.